out as we can for you. If you have trouble, let us know. Roll call.
Bonnie Hall.
Here.
Chris Hedley. Here. Ralph Green.
Here, ma'am.
Debbie Wright. Yes. Gordon Michael.
Yes. Present. Next on the agenda will be approval of the consent agenda. It involves the minutes of the 12/10/12 meeting and the bills presented by the clerk. There's no questions. Entertain a motion to pass.
I'll second.
And motion and second to approve the consent agenda. Roll call vote.
Ralph Green.
Yes.
Chris Hedley.
Yes.
Bonnie Hall.
Yes.
Debbie Wright. Yes. Gordon Michael.
Yes. Next will be the treasurer's report. You have two reports in there? Okay. Treasurer's report, money on hand, and the investment account. Any questions on that one? No questions? I'll entertain a motion to pass.
I'll second.
Same thing, roll call vote.
Debbie Wright. Yes. Chris Hedley.
Yes.
Ralph Green. Bonnie Hall.
Yes.
Gordon Michael.
Yes. Next on the agenda is correspondence. That was at one letter.
This is on the Tilton Post Office. It says, Dear Cove Township Board of Aldermen, we, Chris and Lori Dugama, recommend keeping our postal unit open for business. It is another significant addition to our community. We realize not everyone in the township uses post office, but please keep in mind that those that do not travel outside of Croton on a daily basis, but still use and value this postal unit. Not outside of Croton. Keep in mind those who do not travel outside of Croton on a daily basis, but still use and value this postal unit. Thank you, sincerely, Chris and Lori.
Everybody hear that letter from Chris and Lori Rugma in support of the post office. Next on our agenda is announcements. I'd like to make one announcement, and the announcement is to thank Rick Howarth and Brian Middleton. Rick Howarth donated $8,388 of time and money into helping us with the corner on Croton and Elm. Without that, we probably wouldn't have done it. He did a great job, and we just want to thank him for his time, effort, and his donation to the township. Along with that, Brian Middleton also did the job of the stone wall, and a portion of that he got paid for, but when we got to the levels we wanted to be at, we needed more, and he donated the rest of it to finish the wall up for the way it looks today. And he donated over $3,200 in time and service. So we just want to thank those two guys and acknowledge them for what they did and how nice that corner looked. Without their help, it probably wouldn't have been possible.
It's great. Here, here.
Just see them out and about. Tell them thank you. Any other announcements from anybody else? No? Any agenda changes? And if not, I'd like a motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Any petitions? None? All right, we'll have public comment this time, and public comment is limited to the items that are on the agenda. So it's about things we'll be discussing tonight. If you have comments on those, please stand up, state your name, and we'll listen to your comments. Yes.
I'm sorry, but I didn't get a copy of the agenda.
You want, I think they're in the back, aren't they?
No, it was not back.
Yeah,
This is the agenda?
You got one, you didn't even know it. How's that? Yeah, Jim Squires.
Yeah, as chairman of the planning commission, tonight, we're going to announce that Mike Rowe is retired from the planning commission. And I would like to see the township board write him a letter thanking him for his 15 years of service.
Yeah, when we get down to that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Heather. I live at Lakeshore. I'm only commenting on the post office.
Yeah.
Okay. I personally do not need the post office, but I want the post office. And mainly mine is the snowball effect of how things affect communities. I have given people rides to the post office. I have given people rides from Jeans across the Crossway because they don't have a car. So my thought is always on people who can't do. So keeping the post office is good for people who can't get to Newaygo, can't afford it to use the post office. Now, I do all mine online, but the ladies from the post office last year pointed out that every time you print something online and take it to the post office, there is a credit of 25 cents that comes to Croton. Correct?
Per item.
Correct. Per item. Today, I mean, this community is going to start putting themselves out. And I've been to meetings before where people go, oh, I print my own label, they come and get it. If people like me put themselves out just a little bit and drop their prepaid packages off at our local post office, we'll get 25 cents for each package, and maybe we can make it self-supporting. That was it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other comments? Yes, sir.
Could I ask, what would the walk-in revenue be for the post office that we got now? That's the walk-in revenue.
What does the post office generate a year in revenue?
What is the walk-in revenue on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis? We've
What-
had it for how long now?
When we get down to that line, I can give you a lot of those figures and we'll go over them when we get there.
Huh?
So, yes, ma'am.
I really appreciate the post office. It helps me a lot because I miss, our mailman comes at such sporadic times. I don't know for sure when he's gonna come, she's gonna come. And so a lot of times I miss that person, but I can get it up here real quickly. And I do not go to town every day because I'm retired now. So it is a very convenient thing for me. And I know people that have cottages up here that appreciate it as well. I also think it would be an advantage for our community. It looks good for our community. Also for people moving in, it may be something that that would be an incentive for them too. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, I am a United States Postal employee, okay?
Name?
But the thing is,
Yeah. Name?
Tammy Longtime,
Okay.
okay? I just think there's so many more things we could do with $14,000 a year. We can have a village post office. It does not need to be a standalone post office. The Postal Service will help you you can do it in Jeans, you can do it in the trading post, you can do it. There are so many other options that you can look at. We can still have that in our community because, you know, it is nice that you can do that, but there are also so many things that a contract unit, because it is not a post office, it's a contract unit, that you cannot do there, that you have to go to the postal office to do, okay? And I just think that there's so many other things. I heard things online that it's like, I have mail security, I like want to drop it off at there because I feel it's more secure. It's not more secure. It's not a post office, postal unit or a contract unit thing. But you can still have a post office in our community. You can still have a contract unit in our community, but not a standalone. I just think that we can use our money way better than having a standalone contract unit.
And you do work for the post office?
Yes, I do.
And her husband's retired.
Any other questions, comments? Yes, sir.
Hi, Morgan.
How you doing, Jim?
Good. Jim Solberg, 5720 Wealthy. I'm not a contract employee. I'm not an employee of the post office. We run our own business, and that post office has made it so convenient for me to send and receive packages, and we will not go to Newaygo, on a regular basis if we can avoid it. But just to go to the post office in Newaygo would be more inconvenient and less money that we would have to spend locally. So we really appreciate being here.
Thank you. Any other comments? Alan?
Our little community, we have a bank, we have a grocery store, a library, campground, gas stations, convenience stores, dentists, restaurants, our township transfer station, and finally a post office. And the community doesn't have to travel to other places. We have it all. I think it's a great asset to our community, and there are a lot of people not in our township using our post office also. It's just an asset. It's a great convenience for people, and there's a lot of traffic and packages and mail going out of there. Even the postal employees use our post office. And have used it several times. People come to mail letters and stuff in our post office because they don't feel that their mailboxes are secure because of vandalism and stolen mail. A lot of people have commented on that. And why provide this service 3.5 years ago and then take it away? Our township is healthy, we can afford it. Post office boxes could be put in. They're not post office boxes, but we have another alternative. To generate more revenue, we could do more retail supplies, we could do packaging services. We're already doing a lot of that for people for free. They come in, they don't have boxes, they don't have tape, and we're doing this for them all the time. We could charge a fee for that. To generate, and we could do money orders, retail money orders. We couldn't do postal money orders, but we could do retail money orders like Jeans has. There's a lot of options to raise some revenue to help with this. And I just think it's a great asset and a great service provided.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I'd like to comment too.
Go ahead, Cindy.
Well, we just had our quarterly review from Lori, the postmaster in Newaygo. And I was talking to her and I said, you know, I don't want to take away any post office people's jobs. And I said, could you maybe put a post office person out here? And she says, no. She says, but you've got it wrong. She says, you're actually helping the Newaygo post office. Everything that comes through our postal unit, they get credit for. And she says that you are an asset to the Newaygo post office, which I didn't know. I thought maybe those people felt, you know, like they wanted to get rid of us. And she said, no, it's just the opposite. And she said, one thing you might think of doing is getting mailboxes are us. It's approved through the U.S. Post Office. And she said you could get these. She even gave me the site to go to. And they rent them in Newaygo from anywhere from $12 to $15. And she said, with our campground, we have so many people that say, is there a place where we can get a post office box here? This would, you could even do it outside, but they have like the little covers and everything. And even if we got $10 a month and we had like, you know, 500 boxes, which may be a lot, but that would give us about $500 a month in revenue if we could do that. And Lori said, and she's the postmaster, said it was possible.
Okay.
Well, we had yeah. Oh, good. Okay, I'm nervous. Anyways, I like working there and I like seeing everybody and I think people enjoy it. Postal unit.
Andrea Blatchford. I have a question. How do you guys make a decision on something like this? Do you do like small business practices where you determine, you know, your revenue versus your expenditures? Or do you do majority rules, what the community tells you that they want? How are the decisions made for the township? I don't know that.
On this issue, again, we'll answer hopefully that question, Andrea, as we get to the discussion line of the CPU. When we get down to there, we'll discuss exactly what brought on this meeting tonight, because I really wasn't looking forward to doing this tonight, but what brought it about and led to the decision and where we're at today.
What
So
about
hopefully
in general?
Hopefully that will answer that question.
In general, how do you make how does a township, not you, but how does a township make decisions?
I can't answer that right now. I mean, different issues are going to have different ways of looking at it. There's different things like, and again, it would take too long to answer that. So that would be a difficult one to sit here and answer in 5 to 10 minutes. But maybe you'll see how we come to the conclusion on this one, and we'll show you the process we use. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
One comment. I just want to clarify, nobody's saying that we don't want the post office. It's just majority of taxpayers say they don't want to pay and have the rules. We don't want to pay any more taxes.
Yep. Good point. Any other comments? All right, at this time we'll close the public comment session. We'll move to department reports. Bob,